wild.
It was a wild night and a rough night for Jalen Hurts. In the end, Troy Aikman was talking about it. Where was this all season? He played great in overtime, even despite the turnover.
Yeah.
He had 5 turnovers all season. He had 5 turnovers in this game. Why is he struggling so much?
To me, when you look at him play, and I don't know if we say he's uncomfortable, he's not understanding what is being asked of him to go out there and execute. And a lot of it, you hear me say this all the time, when quarterbacks have poise, you see their eyes and their head movement go through read and progression. And on these turnovers, he's locked in on one guy and he slings the ball over here. Again, watch the head here. He doesn't move it. He's looking at one guy. And what's crazy about this is press man. It's clear as day. And the option we take is Jahan Dotson. On the other side of the field, you have A.J. Brown. Dotson is your 3, really, if you include Goddard, your 4. I don't know if I love that matchup against press man. And once again, he's staring down his receiver. There's no go through the progression. He just fires it right at a dropping D lineman. Then he has a chance, new set of, a new hope there, and decides, okay, I'm going to try and spin, and then fumbles. So he turns him over twice in one play. And again, he sits there. It's predetermined. There is no reading, in my opinion, going on here. Jay, I can't stress this enough. Even the final interception, I'd love to know what is being taught because I don't know what he's being told. But to me, that's an RPO. It's a true RPO. That's at least the route concept they had. So it's a run-pass option. But before you even get out to roll out and throw it, means you need to read the D end. And part of what jammed him there was the D end was playing flat-footed, which means hand the ball to Saquon and let him run. But now he's got a D end coming into his face. He doesn't know where to go, and he tries to squeeze in a ball. The Chargers make a great play, and the next thing you know, the Cowboys still have life.
Nick Sirianni, because this team lost 2 straight going into this one, wanted this team to play with positivity and joy. Positivity and joy. So they bring in a giant inflatable Easter bunny they call the Positivity Rabbit into the Eagles locker room. I guess the Positivity Rabbit didn't work.
I'd like to know where he's sitting, and it also says Happy Easter on there. I mean, we are, I think, in Christmas season right now. But I will say this is not uncommon for teams that are griping. I did have a moment in my career, this is a bit strange, but it's a true story, where I used to claim that there's positivity floating around the top of my head.
Okay.
So when I get angry, I would just open my head up and throw positivity in there and close it. I use that around here sometimes, guys.
We could use it. We could really use a little more of it.
But we used to joke. I did it once, and it ended up being a big play right after. And the rest of the year, it caught fire. If you needed positivity, Luke will throw you some.
I feel like Nick Sirianni should be calling you for a little advice rather than blowing up the inflatable bunnies. I don't even know where he got that thing. Raiders and Commanders for the Eagles twice in the final 4 weeks. Their schedule looks very favorable, but just seeing what you've seen from this team, can you see them going on a long playoff run as they try to defend their Super Bowl title?
No. Their quarterback play, and I don't put it all on Jalen Hurts because a lot of times you get a new OC, and he's had a new OC every year. The lingo, maybe the connection, the chemistry is a little bit off. But you asked me about a deep playoff run. That board that we just showed of the NFC playoff picture has some absolute dogs on there. Now, if they're going to have a deep playoff run, they've got to rely on their defense and their run game. And I did think tonight their defense did enough. They did enough to at least sit there and say they should win the game. You had the turnovers. I thought they made Herbert's life very, very challenging. Herbert really made a lot of plays with his feet tonight. But that being said, like you asked me, they go on a deep playoff run. The NFC, you think they're getting by Seattle? You think they're getting by the Rams? The Niners are banged up, but they're a 9-4 team. You watched the Bears last night play the Pack. If the Lions sneak in there, I don't like them against any of those teams. Outside of a division winner, I like them against the division winner where they won't play, in the Bucs or the Panthers.
I'm trying to think of a team in the history of the NFL that has a Super Bowl MVP at quarterback, and he's actually now considered the weak link of the offense.
By a lot.
It's really weird.
By a lot.
Right.
That's what's crazy. It's not like the man had 2 turnovers on one play today.
Yeah, it's hard to do. It's hard to do.
It's hard to do.
Can we take a look, Jen, at the AFC playoff picture? Because I keep talking about the Cowboys having life. But if you're a Kansas City Chiefs fan,
God, that last pick hurt your soul.
Devastating for Chiefs fans to see the Chargers make that pick. That might have sealed the deal for KC to not make the postseason this year.
Certainly seems that way. I'll say this, Kansas City, I think they had the numbers get weird beforehand. One group had them at 15%. One group had them, I think, at 14.2% of making the playoffs. And that number's got to have just plummeted. They essentially need the Chargers to lose out. Buffalo is going to beat them, especially with the tiebreaker. Houston, same way. And if you look at Houston's schedule, very, very soft. Very soft. And they might be the hottest team in football. Their only hope is the Chargers. They're 3 back with 4 to play. It'll help that they play them next week. And the Chargers do have a tough schedule.
Yeah.
I'll say this. Dallas is after Kansas City. Houston is in there. And I think the last game is Denver. But that being said, I mean, the Chargers probably need 1 win of those 4.
Yeah, to make it, because you've talked about that 10-win plateau that you really feel. Do you feel like the Chargers are a legitimate playoff threat once they get there?
I would have said beginning of the year, absolutely. But there's a but coming, and I'm sorry, Chargers fans. The offensive line is so banged up. When you had Joel and you had Slater, it's one ordeal. If you saw tonight, I believe they had 7 sacks. They had seven sacks talking with the Eagles, 7 TFLs. This was in regulation. And then I think it probably could have been 10 or 11. Herbert was like a magician escaping back there tonight. There were so many plays where I'm like, another sack, another sack. This could have been double-digit sacks tonight, and this was without Jalen Carter. So, you know, when I say, you ask me if they're a legitimate contender, one thing the AFC's got right now is, you know, Denver's defense, Houston's defense. Yeah. Like, Will Anderson Jr. is going to crush this offensive line. So I think the world of Herbert. You know, I like their receiving core. I think they got a lot of talent. It's, you know, maybe not one true all-pro guy, but they're pretty stout.
Run game looks great.
Run game, but my goodness, I just don't know if I love them in the playoffs, because if they had those 2 tackles, maybe, but it's a tough offensive line.
Can I just quickly get your thoughts? One of my favorite all-time NFL players, Mr. Bolo Tie himself, Philip Rivers.
Yeah.
44 years old. He turns 44 on Monday, and now there are reports that he's going to be meeting with the Indianapolis Colts on Tuesday with Daniel Jones out for the season as a potential late-season replacement. Philip Rivers, your thoughts? You've played in the league with Philip Rivers.
And he
was
shredded
in the
us.
league.
I remember he shredded us one year, and I was like, whoa, he's got that weird release. You know, I'll be honest, I think it's an unbelievable play for the Colts. Do I think it's going to, you know, save their season? I don't know if I'm going to go that far, but I'll say this. It's a lot better than having Riley Leonard in there. And if you look at that playoff picture and you're the Colts, you know, and if you can get Jonathan Taylor going, again, I do think 10's the magic number here. We'll see, but I think the Colts are probably going to be on the outside looking in, but they have a much better chance. The problem is their schedule is a gauntlet.
Right.
Their schedule is a gauntlet. You got the Seahawks in there. You got the Niners in there. I mean, it's tough.
But just imagine, like, you right now, like Mike McDonald calls you and like, we need help at tight end. Come in right now. Like, how hard is that for Phil Rivers to just roll in there?
And that's what's impressive.
Right?
Yes.
Like, it's crazy. Like a playbook, he's got to learn it, or does he just have that? He's one of those guys.
The playbook would probably be the easiest thing for him, in my opinion.
Okay.
I bet the hardest thing would be physically. Like, even it's quarterbacks, so it's a bit different, but Jay, I can't stress enough, like, you haven't taken a massive hit in forever. The body gets calloused, as does your mind, as does everything. And all of a sudden, it's like, hey, I'm out here in practice slinging it, and the next thing you know, you're playing the Seahawks defense, and Leonard Williams comes and lights you up a little bit. It's going to take a toll on you. I mean, he's in his 40s.
And he's got like 17 children.
I know. That is bizarre. The whole thing's bizarre, but fun.
I can't wait to see what happens. I hope he makes it in. Alfonso Davies is your guest Tuesday on your podcast, Film Never Lies, and you said you were blown away by him.
I can't say enough great things about this guy. I had such an enjoyable conversation with him. He's playing, or he's back tomorrow. He said he'll see how many minutes he gets. Pretty cool. Just seems like the most down-to-earth guy. I really enjoyed that conversation.
I can't wait for that. That's Tuesday. You can catch it on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. And then, of course, we've got the Thursday Nighter coming up to kick off week number 15 of the National Football League. And it's a fascinating NFC South battle, Luke.
I mean, anything
Bucks
but this
coming
game.
off a real disappointing loss.
And what's funny is that they need to win. I mean, there is playoff implications. They need to win here.
Tampa Bay's lost 4 of their last 5. Atlanta, they've got 1 win in their last 8.
I believe we're going to see Kirk Cousins
on
prime time.
Man. Oh, you got me excited now. Kirk Cousins against Baker. Come on now. Free game at 7 p.m. After the show, join Luke and myself. We will break the entire game down.